Welcome to Floating Nifty Podcast. I'm Showen.
I'm Noah.
And I'm John.
Good to be here, John.
Good to be here.
Wow.
Good to be here, Noah and Showen.
Good to be here, Showen.
Thank you.
Is it good for you to be here?
Yes. It's good to have you guys here.
Oh, okay.
So today we're going to be drinking tea that we said we were going to drink last time.
Nice.
We ran out of the time. But this will be the sequence of talking a little bit on the tea, tea personality, temperament, etc., etc.
Adjusting your brewing for different teas.
Adjust your tea brewing for it.
Cool.
How to honor different teas by brewing in different ways.
Yeah. So you actually have this tea once
I've
or
had
twice.
this tea once before,
Okay,
and it was
good.
only a couple weeks ago, so
Good.
I'm still thinking about it.
Good.
We went to go see Hermeto Pascal when he came into Seattle.
Oh.
If you haven't listened to him, do yourself a favor. Amazing musician.
It was
Who
pretty
knows if he's
sweet.
going to be back in the U.S. again? I hope that he will. But this is the first
If
time.
not, go to Brazil to
Go to Brazil and listen to him.
to listen to his
That was amazing, right?
concert.
It was
a great show.
fantastic, yeah.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
And Steve. Shout out to Steve. Steve
Yeah,
was
shout
there
out
too.
Steve.
Shout out Steve!
Big homie
if you're
Steve.
You can see his hand with a heart.
Boom, 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 boom.
So, whatever you remember compared to the Dongding traditional or Dongding special roast, would you say this one it got muscles?
Mm-mm.
Is it dark?
No.
No. It's lighter?
Yeah.
Is it like a young girl?
I suppose.
Not really.
Sorta. Maybe.
Not really like a young girl.
I'm just
It's more
asking.
feminine.
It's more
It's more
feminine.
feminine, for
Okay,
sure.
Cool.
I don't know about age
It's
as
like
much,
it's
but
like a pixie. It's an ageless pixie.
I think that's a good
Why
description.
is it pitsy?
like
like a-
some kind of magical creature lady.
Mm.
Oh.
Like Tinkerbell is like a
Yeah.
is she a
yeah.
pixie?
A fairy.
Fairy. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I think they are kind of the
Just
same
calm down. It's all the same thing. What's the big deal?
I do think that's a good comparison.
Pixie, fairy, water sprite, whatever.
Water sprite. Yeah.
just
also
chill,
feels-
John. Come on, just chill out. It's like the same freaking thing, man.
Some people might.
They
I mean,
all
I don't
say-
know, but some people
What's the
might
difference in those
disagree.
two? You gotta know there's three things. Anyway, it's kind of like that. It's
Mm.
like ageless, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not the point. The point is, it's a little more feminine, right?
Yeah.
Than the Dongding.
So just because of that understanding, then you will change. You will change a little bit of the tea brewing on what? One, on quantity. Like Dongding roasted tea, the traditional styles is a bit beefy. Sometimes we put more leaves because most of the times we actually put more leaves because we want that big drama to show up, which will have something to do with the heat, the following up of the heat in the right timing, the water stream, for example. Like remember in last episode, I want you to just go for it in a content way. I don't want you to go for it in like this way.
Yeah.
That's not good. Go for it. But you are pretty relaxed. As you are relaxed as much as you could, and then the water stream is like extremely. There's a good strength into it, and then this one, since it's more like you said, as you said, it's feminine. So I don't want to do that. Okay.
Well, I don't know if I agree with you on that.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you.
You do it that way?
I think it could handle a pretty strong stream, but I think that
Okay.
the amount of leaf that you put in is very different. Like from my experience drinking John's tea last time when we were just here together, it was that the tea was sweet and well-rounded and everything was really nice, but there wasn't the tension that I'm looking for in that tea. This tea is not about that kind of tension. It's not about the muscle. So there's a different way to approach it. Like, I have brewed this tea with a lot of leaf before and it didn't taste good. Right? It's not intellectualizing it like it's got to be this way for this kind of personality.
Yeah, true,
But
true.
my experience was when I brewed this tea with a lot of leaf, to me, it's not because it's feminine. It's because it's a wild-grown tea. Some
Yeah.
feminine teas are like a supermodel. It's like super hot, sexy, and it's like just like get that really awesome fragrance to show up, like a high mountain oolong. like a Lisan, for example,
Mhm.
High Mountain Oolong that we just drank today, which is on the website, by the way. Check it out now. Fresh Spring Lishan High Mountain Oolong. It's a great tea, but it's really bodacious,
it's big. Yeah,
right?
it's big.
And I use a lot of leaf for that tea.
Yeah.
This tea is a wild growing tea, so it's got a huge amount of energy in
Yeah.
a small
I
amount of
see, I
space.
see.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I think.
Okay, but regarding to
How you pour in the water? I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I actually haven't
so
experimented
I'm
with
gonna do the thinner stream one, but thin doesn't mean it's like I'm so hungry I'm gonna faint. That kind of thinness. It's like I am fit and I have a lot of energy too. That kind.
Cool.
it. So we're actually experimenting in real time right now.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, and then this is kind of like. Not sure if you will brew this tea next episode, but maybe I'll let you brew a light tea next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, try to get it going a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, so compared to the dongding that you just put, it's really much less quantity. We do notice wild grown teas when you put too much into it, it absolutely out of control.
It's like you're
Yeah.
messing with natural forces beyond your
Yeah.
control, you know?
And so with things like this,
Yeah.
it's not that we really have a recipe. We know that wild grown teas will be out of control is we actually put the leaf amount that they say
10 grams?
10 grams just to try it. I mean, why not?
Right.
You
Yeah.
try it and say, whoa, that's out of control. Is it just this time out of control? It's just me, the tea, or today?
You get a feeling when you know, when
Yeah.
you try
Yeah.
it. You get a
And
feeling.
then you try the second time and it's still out of control. It's like, I think this tea is out of control if I put this much. It'll give you a feeling, you know, it's like intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you just keep trying, and then you will start to register what the tea wants a little bit more than the other methods. And so, like this will be thinner stream. But still
Nice.
enough energy, I would say.
Yeah, like a water Sprite. Shui Xian.
What's 水仙?
This is like a Shui Xian.
This is a 水仙?
No, it's not a Shui Xian, but it's like a Shui Xian. Like a real Shui Xian, not a tea cultivar Shui Xian.
Oh.
You can see why they call so many different tea cultivars Shui Xian. There's Shui Xian from different places too. It's not
Yeah.
just one.
True, true.
I don't know. Maybe there's like a genetic relationship, but my feeling is that there's certain teas that do show up, and they have this kind of feeling, almost like some kind of water spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not Dongding. Dongding does not feel like that.
It's a different spirit.
Different spirit.
Yeah.
There's the mountain spirit.
The old prospector.
What is that?
You know old prospector. You know what I'm talking about? No. Those old guys that go up into the mountains and look for gold.
Oh yeah.
Crazy
sure.
old
Yeah.
guys with the big bushy beard.
That's what Dongding is.
I don't know. I just said mountain spirit, so I was thinking of that. A little rough around the edges. A little crazy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're far away. My arm is not.
Oh yeah.
Now that's a tea.
Now that is some tea right there.
Do you have more of this tea?
Yeah, I have one more bag.
Yeah.
Oh, this tea is so good.
It's so good, right? And then some tea can take both the style of a water stream. Should we try?
Yeah. It tastes. You did a great job with whatever you did last time.
So don't mess it around.
No, I mean go play if you want to play.
Play.
Yeah.
Dong ding.
I do have a feeling that this tea's not afraid of some, you know,
Yeah.
nice,
Cool.
And then some tea
Strong.
wouldn't like this.
like Oriental Beauty, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some high mountain oolongs, actually, those supermodel teas. You got to have a lot of leaf sometimes, but sometimes they don't like to be, because the aromas are so delicate. Don't like to be manhandled too much. I got a feeling this tea can take it. Great. Yeah,
Wow.
you did a great job,
Yeah, that one was
good?
really.
old shoe.
Oh shoot. I'm gonna hit. Oh god. I'm gonna hit you with the old shoe, that's for sure. Just wait for it. John, any old shoes that you don't want, bring it my way.
I'm gonna stay out of this one.
I have a usage for your old shoes.
Yeah, I'm pleading the fifth on this, on this one.
Oh, that feels so good though, that tea.
Yeah, that is just, yeah, I've been like craving this tea since we had
Oh,
it
really?
last time.
Yeah. The thing is, tea like this is really hard to sell.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get it, it tastes like nothing.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
does it have a big aroma? No. Does it have a big texture? No.
And on top of that, it's really expensive. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's really hard.
But like, there's
Right.
something about it. It keep like.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell the listeners what I'm doing? It keep doing
Oh,
this
like
to
a-
you.
Like tarantula eating its prey.
I was gonna say like a claw, but it's not quite so like. It's
doesn't
not like
feel-
sharp
no, it
like
doesn't
that.
feel like
You know,
that.
it's not like
Sean's
aggressive
doing this
like
thing
that.
with her hand. It's almost like a
It's
tarantula.
like, yeah, no, it actually tarantula. If we didn't have a negative association with them, I feel like that works.
I mean, it's a very. I was trying to say this last time, and I think that my words got kind of lost in the ether, but. You've ever read The Botany of Desire by Michael Pollan? Talking about how marijuana is like this plant that he thinks that it has almost like that plants have like a consciousness, and they use like special ways to attract us and get us to, you know, have symbiotic relationships with them. And they have like survival techniques through that. Tea is one of these plants, obviously, and some of them are really, really good at what they do. So you just like, once it gets your attention, you just can't get away from it. Like once you drink a tea like this and you get it,
Yeah.
the thing is, a lot of times you won't get it if you're not, you know, if you don't understand what it's doing. But if you do, you can't live without keep drinking tea like this.
Yeah.
That's a strong survival mechanism for this tea, you know? It's got a lot of, it's powerful.
It's like a good piece of music
Yeah.
or a good drama or good book, and you haven't finished it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you at work is like, I'm so excited for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After dinner, I'm gonna read that book.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
With
I
my
just don't know how
fingers,
to
not
describe that.
not whatever tarantula. Or whatever.
I was trying to describe what your fingers look like.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like the cleanest, like purest thing. This tea.
Water, right? It's like the
Yeah.
most pure,
Yeah.
clean spring water.
Yeah. It just has like that mineral, like the, just like clear minerality. Like I describe it as like an elixir.
Yeah, totally.
You're right. You can drink it.
Shows a very different
Ooh.
side of itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is like bigger. So then it depends on you as a tea drinker. Do you like one or two?
I do think actually you're right. I think the first one.
I like one.
Yeah.
It's more.
One, yeah.
There's this. That
Yeah.
It's like keep coming back at you.
Yeah. But this one was really cool also.
So for those who are listening only, we do two different style of water strength going into the guy one, and the tea result show up a bit differently.
Yeah, the first one was pouring the water with a more thin, gentle stream. The second one was a more agitating kind of a stream.
So I'll go back to the first one.
Yeah,
again.
it
Cool.
sounds great. Like you were able to set up a lot of the delicate notes in the aroma a lot better than what I did last time when we drank it, I think. The aroma was much more enticing when you brewed it the first time than when we drank it. Because I was brewing it more like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
throw like a strong stream on it.
Yeah.
There's a difference between an artisanal tea brewer and a utilitarian tea brewer.
I actually think I'm seeing how you were saying you like it at the top all the way and you like more of the arc. Because I could really see the arc in yours, like this sort of up, kind of, it had that shape, and yours is like, you set it all up, like it's all
up
there, and
yeah.
Now we're cruising along at the top.
Yeah, and we actually have a discussion on that one. It's not that who is better.
Right.
It's he is a tea roaster.
I have a different goal.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Yeah.
My goal is to understand, not necessarily to roast tea, although my goal is to roast tea.
Yeah.
My goal is to understand tea.
He got to understand a tea so that he can know how to work with them in a tea roasting room.
And her goal is to make beauty out of tea.
Yes, my tea is to brew the tea and make as much out of that brewing of tea as much as I
The thing
could.
is, I want to see what the tea does. So I want to understand how the tea works, how it responds when I brew it the same way that I brew any other tea. Like, does it open quickly? If it opens quickly, it's probably a pretty springy young tea, and you can use a bigger fire on it. I mean, that's about roasting.
Yeah,
but
that's
Yeah.
about roasting. So
I want to understand
that really set
the life energy of a tea.
our brewing into a two different path.
Cool.
Yeah. And when you see that, then it's like, oh wow, that's amazing too.
Yeah, it is cool.
To see why we are brewing tea differently on purpose.
Some people are just so beautiful and lovely.
Who?
You. And then some people are so nerdy and obsessive.
For me, it's just cool to be able to notice, to be able to start noticing the differences in the way that you two brew tea, which is cool. I
Yeah.
think that I'm excited about that, to be kind of at a point where I can notice those things. Because it makes
Yeah.
it way more fun
Yeah.
to be able to
Yeah,
start
tea,
looking at that stuff.
We brew the same tea and then it show up differently. It's not like the tea is dramatically different. You know it's the same tea. It's almost like the same person, but because today maybe I'm going to Bernard Royal Hall, so I will dress up more. Hopefully I'll fix my hair, etc., etc.
And mine's like a slice of life, like a day in the life of the tea.
Cool. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
But like me, the same show, and maybe today I'm just, I'm just recording I'm recording the podcast, so I wear a T-shirt. I'm not gonna dress up. I mean, I can. Sometimes I do, So there's like a different feeling of, right? A clothes really set our feeling, right? So tea brewing for me is like that too. Like, what do you want to dress up?
Now, what's
this
your
tea?
intention?
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
your
it all comes
down to what
yeah?
your
What's your
intention is.
intention?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a great summation of, like, I think what we talked about also in the last one about me, that I need to ask myself that question more often.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
what's your
maybe be
intention?
more
It's
specific.
really important
Yeah.
to have an intention every
Yeah.
time you come to the tea table.
Yeah. And that's why there's the teachers in Taiwan, told us tea, if you really learn tea deeply enough, you will get to know yourself more deeply too. Because you got to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way to like block this between you and the tea, because the tea keep giving the tea brewer feedback if you really pay attention to it. And then therefore it's like, oh wow, this is who I am today, but I want it to be a little bit different or whatever, that you get to really look back at yourself. Yeah, that's how I love tea.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
it's
cool.
every single day the tea give me feedback about myself too. Sounds like preaching again.
I love that feeling of anticipation.
So see how this one is going?
Yeah.
Ooh, see the notes are different?
Mm.
A little bit more up. Ooh. Can you feel if the sand is hitting the top of your head?
Sort of.
Ah.
Mm.
The thing is, those fine notes on the top of a tea like this are like almost like gossamer. It's like spider web.
Mm.
It's so delicate
Hmm.
that after you did that, what I asked you to do the second time with pouring it more strongly, little spider web strings are all broken now.
Mm.
Those really, really fine, delicate ones that showed up in the first cup. There's actually a really nice, like, minerally fresh water feeling that's great.
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with this cup of tea. But now that I've seen what you were able to do with the first infusion, and what happened when you used what I was doing the second time, it's like, oh wow, if I could pull that out every time I brewed this tea,
Mm.
there's like an extra layer of beauty in this that I didn't even realize was there.
Mm.
But they're so delicate that you can't pull them back once they've been broken.
How much have you guys brewed this one before the last couple weeks?
0.
Not since.
Oh, really? This is
Yeah.
this is fairly new. Cool.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of this tea. And since we don't sell this tea, I don't remember we have this tea. And only when he brings it out, I say, oh, what is this?
Nice.
Is this the first time you've brewed
Cool.
it? Or have you brewed it once before?
I think I brewed it once before.
Okay.
It tastes great what you did. What you
Nice.
just did
Yeah.
for the first infusion. That was incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So, John, compared to your Dongding,
I'm just excited to be able to see what you're saying about from the first to the second to the third, to be able to see what was lost after the first one, but then also to see what was gained on the second one, I think is really cool, because there was definitely something, I think, in the second one that was just like interesting about it, like a different side of it.
yeah. That's why when we receive a tea, we don't have a set method to it. We kind of just like, okay, maybe 8 grams today. I mean, there's a little bit foundation of what we normally do, but it doesn't mean like when we receive a new tea that we'll hit it the first time and it's always correct.
Yeah, but oftentimes they'll surprise us.
It's actually shocking. The not cool.
And oftentimes they won't surprise us. There's a lot of
Yeah.
teas that
Right.
you just
Yeah,
you
you
can be
just
pretty
Like
sure.
sometimes your
Screw it.
intuition is
yeah.
Yeah,
is
because
right,
you've got
'cause you
enough
have experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of times that it surprises you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just like keep figuring out, and sometimes just like, oh well, I want to do a different thing to see what this tea
yeah.
maybe can be also this way. Yeah.
But it's all based here. It's all based in the mouth, all based on the
Yeah.
smell. You have to be able to
Yeah.
know.
So once again, that's why we don't like recipes.
Yeah.
Like brew
Yeah.
this tea because we already talk about that on our last season. When you brew it 2 minutes, when I brew it 2 minutes are two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rest of it, we try to follow as close as possible. The same ratio, the same part, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, always the same. Before you come into a tea table, even your tea table, try to set it in the center. That your pot is in the center this way, and then it's in the center of your body rather than here. For example, like where it's offside from my body. That way it helped me to stay focused in this way. My body is in the center, my teapot is in the center.
You almost want to be in the
Gotcha.
pot. You want to be in the pot.
Yeah, you are connected to the pot. And then second, you raise this, then just don't go. Just relax. Show and say relax here. It's okay. I can wait for 3 seconds. Relax here, and then pour. And then Dongding, remember, kind of Dongding, let's just imagine I am free. I'm a horse. I'm free. I'm running now. Just go for it. Relax though. And then this is actually not as difficult as the light one. Because this, you actually really get to control how you want to present the strength of the stream. So the same thing. Then I can play with some teas. They are like super feminine. And some teas, they are just feminine. And some teas, they are still a girl and lively. And you get to play with, they say they are all light, like thinner stream, and yet the texture is different. So some people even play like super light like this, and some people play like this.
I'm sorry for the people listening. For this one, you just gotta watch.
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Describe every single different water stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty amazing to see like that. It's not like it's necessarily like a weaker.
No, it's not
anything,
weaker.
yeah.
It's not weak. You cannot go weak because the tea have to rotate. Yeah. And so it's like, remember Oriental Beauty, I couldn't do it. So now what I could do is more, I notice with Oriental Beauty leaves, I don't like it that strong like Dongding traditional tea. Yet it takes thicker stream and yet light. But the leaves have to flip. So with all that in context, I start to do this. So there is an angle and I start to do this. So that the tea can flop. So that's like, you just play with those things. And then with the light one, it's really fun to play. Because I want a space in time too. I want it to be longer time. And the water can keep going in and keep going in and keep putting energy into my tea.
You don't want to pour too fast.
Yeah. So that's what I call, because I don't know how to explain it, so I call the space of time in my water into the teapot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, right?
That's cool.
It's really fun. I don't know why, I just love there is a actual space and there's a time space inside of our tea session. And so this tea is probably being brewed for like at least 5 minutes.
As you were still brewing it.
Dun, 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 dun. And hashtag no fear. And so now we only work with this arm, the water into the teapot arm, and then eventually we're gonna work with you on this arm.
Boy.
There's a circle.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
you go. You are just reading the Dao De Jing.
Yeah.
There's a circle that have to be completed. Yeah, but one thing at a time.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, don't look at the whole thing yet.
Shoot.
Too many details will really destroy
Yeah.
you sometimes. Yeah. I'm gonna quote my brother's teacher. He said, if I don't want to teach you anything, I'll tell you everything.
Cool.
If I want to teach you something,
I will only teach you one thing today. Yeah. See? Hashtag no fear. 5-minute brew in a gaiwan, no problem.
beautiful.
That tea is so good.
It's so good, right?
Yeah.
And then this thing is showing up again in a physical way, coming back on your head.
Ooh, yeah. Whoa.
That's why I keep doing this with this tea.
Oh, I see. I see
Did
now.
you see
Okay.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many routes on this tea. And first of all, its first infusions is all like inside of the body, and then like those little
Yeah.
tiny things. inside of your body, and it's just like keep luring you. And then now this final infusion is like the big one.
Yeah.
Coming back.
That is really cool.
Luring. That's what you're doing with your fingers, is luring.
Yeah.
Lure.
Yeah.
It's a lure.
Yeah.
Wow.
So exciting. This tea give me chills, goosebumps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is really
Oh
cool.
my god, I really have goosebumps. That means it's a pretty good tea.
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
Great session.
Cool.
Yeah. So go home, just practice. Sometimes you don't need tea inside. It's good to have tea inside so you can have a reference. Because without tea inside, it feels actually easier. With tea inside, you get to see your tea is moving or
Yeah.
not.
But
Yeah.
it is just to do it over and over and over again
Yeah.
without tea inside is great too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so if you
practice.
say, well, do I then practice with the teas that I'm drinking? You don't want to because you will be like wasting so many teas because you're just practicing. Then just ask for some teas that we don't drink here.
Oh, okay,
And then you can
okay.
just use dry leaf and just keep practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you are ready,
Cool.
then use the teas that you want to drink to see the result. Yeah.
Nice.
We're here for you, John.
I'm very honored. Definitely. Yeah, no, that feels like it's interesting because, like, you know, the practice that I've done up to this point is all just brewing this teas that I drink every day. I don't necessarily practice, like, or I haven't had like the roadmap to like practice. What do I practice in between tea brewing? You know, like to get better. It's like doing rudiments on the drum pad.
Yeah, there's exercises you can
before
do.
going to the drum set, you know, or in between going to the drum set.
There's a great exercise I learned from a saxophone teacher. Pretend this is a pencil. Focus. Just practice focus.
How did you hold it?
Just like look down and practice focusing.
Weird.
Yeah, and you can use it in tea too. I use it in tea all the time. Focus is super important.
So before you brew tea, you just do this.
No, I don't do that before I brew tea, but as an exercise
I see.
to see what it feels like to be focused on something.
Okay.
And a pencil's, you know, it's just right in front of you. Only what's right in front of you.
My eyes are bad.
That's okay. You don't have to do it.
I have
But you know, like,
all people's eyes.
You can
now.
meditate too. It's like,
Yeah, you can
like I said
meditate.
before, you want to be inside the teapot.
Yeah.
Like you want your focus to be inside the teapot and know what's happening inside the teapot.
But first of all, sometimes I don't necessarily like practice that I am inside the teapot, but I practice I am connected to my teapot at all times. So even when I'm talking to you, it's not that I want to split up two lines of my attention actually, but I set my heart here. Yeah. So, and because of this, I tell you, sometimes when you like brew the tea for 3 minutes and you're like freaking out, like, oh my God, I forgot. You know what? A lot of times it's okay. Because you are with the tea. Yeah. So lately, I have a discussion with Noah, especially on water temperature. That you guys, like a lot of listeners know that I'm a big supporter. At least for most of the oolongs, I like boiling water. Right, like really hot water. Some customers commented on some of our high mountain oolongs. They like it with off boiling water. And at first I wonder like why it's still like that, you know? And it's not that one is better or the other. And then like why do they like it that way?
But in a way it is. In a way when you brew it and you use boiling water and then you use lower temperature water,
yeah.
in that moment to what we're tasting, it is better. It actually
Right.
is better.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But a different person brewing, it could be different.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
not like I'm doubting their taste. It must be it tastes better
Yes.
when they use lower, just a little bit of boiling water. And then, so then it get me thinking, like, maybe that's the way they can handle it.
Yeah.
Because just like the teas that we brew in a gaiwan for 2 minutes, I think it will be really bad for some people when they brew it that way.
You're putting too much energy.
Right.
And whatever you're doing, all that information is not being organized properly once you drink it, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste right. You never doubt someone's taste.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Whatever
right.
they're tasting is right to them at the time. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that there's not things that they could do, you know, that they could introduce that much energy into the system and it would be okay.
Yeah.
I have a great story. Actually, a friend who is in the Japanese tea business had some farmers come out here and they took one taste of the tea. They'd brewed it with the exact recipe that they use on the farm. But the farmers took a taste of the tea and they said, no, you can't use this recipe with this water. We usually use I think it was like 175 for like 90 seconds. But what you're going to have to do with this water is 165 for 3 minutes or something like that. So to always trust your taste, there's going to be adjustments you have to make for different circumstances. But one of the biggest circumstances is the way that you pour water into the pot.
Yeah. And then also like one of the changes that it's gonna make is it's gonna show is when you feel more connected to tea, your style do change. So that's why don't fix on a certain way to brew tea. I am changing. You should see me 15 years ago. I would not brew tea like this. I don't think I was capable. Like 15 years ago, you let me brew High Mountain Oolong for 2 minutes. You'll be like, ouch. Sure.
Yeah, but it was probably 20, 30 seconds, right?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I was doing the flash and style too,
Flash
and
brewing.
it tasted good to me. It tasted good to me. That was the thing. And now, if I brew it that way and I give you that cup, you'll be like, excuse me.
Well, you know, you taste
Yeah.
what's possible. Like you go meet someone who's really good at tea brewing.
Yes.
You taste what's possible. You see what they're doing. You're like, how the fuck? And
Yeah.
Can I brew with that temperature of water? Cook it on top
Yeah.
of the.
Yeah.
With that much
That
tea.
the teacher was cooking
And
it
you
on
just
the
want
stove.
to know. You just want to
Yeah,
know
I
how
was
is it
just like,
possible? Because you come home and then you try it and it doesn't taste the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I remember in the first series of our podcast, I keep talking about I broke my tea, because I was trying to copy that teacher.
Yeah.
He was using all the heat that he could get, charcoal and stewing the tea,
Yeah, about
heat
what was
and
that? 7 years ago, we went from like the tea's just like solid, okay, every single time, to we saw what's possible and we started breaking. Like the tea tasted terrible a lot of the time.
yeah,
And then
it destroyed
over the course
me.
of about 2 years, we figure out how to make
and
tea
then
taste
2
good again.
years, I was like, I cannot keep breaking my tea. There's a way. I am not gonna break my tea.
But before that, like pre 2016 for us, every infusion was pretty all right. You know,
Yeah.
we're doing things a lot differently back then.
So just keep going at it, keep opening, like be flexible and keep open. There's another way or there's another possibility out there. Now I can do it, there's nothing wrong. Wait until that person, you taste that person's tea and you say, holy, seriously holy, unbelievable. And then so then the checkpoint that you want to get up to that checkpoint. And even with that teacher, he is changing. He said, I don't want to stay the same. So Noah went there in December to see him, and Noah noticed his style change. And he said, well, I don't want to stay the same. I'm exploring
Cool.
the different techniques now. And his tea tasted different
Wow.
now. It's all about building up the story. And before, it's all about the drama, the absolutely beautiful drama inside of your mouth, inside of your body. Now it's all about after you swallow the tea, and there is a long story for you to explore.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
That's
wow.
cool.
That's so cool, right? And so,
Yeah.
I mean, with me, many years ago, I was totally doing a different thing. And in 2017, I said, oh, what the heck, man? Was I doing everything wrong? And I realized, no, that's what built me up to today. And then from now on, it just, that different door was open to me, and I want to explore. And now that it helped me to see, because before then I would have a strong personality, say, oh, you are doing 190-degree, then you are wrong. No, I don't think you are wrong, or that the tea drinkers out there that it's wrong. It's what their taste is right. They can taste it. But there's some joy in there, say, oh, some of those people are gonna see it a different way too. And if not, that's also fine, as long as tea is making them happy the way they brew it, that they know that it's very happy, then that's good.
But come and drink tea with us if you can, because there's more to it than that.
There's more to it. It's just like everything. Your drum practice is not even close to be the end, and there's no end. If you're into cooking, there's absolutely no end, because
Yeah.
I know it since the COVID time. I have been practicing cooking. Wow. There's no end. There's only more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, cool.
It is what it is. It's
Yeah.
fun. I had a
Yeah.
great time.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Yes.
I'm going out to roast,
Yes.
so I'll see,
Nice.
be back in we'll be back recording in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Next podcast will also come out in a couple weeks.
Cool.
Yes.
All right.
Happy tea brewing at home.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.